Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video. And in this video we're going to talk about how apparently Stephen Amell, according to his own words, has put his foot in his mouth. So let's see what he's talking about, shall we? Last week, this article came out on August 13th. As there's a freaking ad, of course. I guess it's better when I am beginning to start to read this than when I'm way in, right? Anyways, last week Arrow and Stephen Amell joined his fellow Arrow colleagues on the SAG-AFTRA picket line on the heels of the controversial comments the actor had made about the strike late last month. Now Amell is explaining why he decided to join the picket line after his disparaged the strike, saying he put his foot in his mouth. So what did Amell say that was so controversial? So, quote unquote, I feel like I'm insulated in Hollywood because that's where I live. I feel like a lot of people in this room aren't aware of the strike. I support my union, I do. And I stand with them, but I do not support striking. I don't. I think that it is reductive negotiating tactic, and I find the entire thing incredibly frustrating. I think the thinking as it pertains to the shows, like the shows that I'm on that premiered last night, I think is myopic, and I stand with my union. I get what you essentially meant. That essentially, like, he can't really promote his craft as much because, like, the actors, they did this thing. Some shows are premiering, like, Stephen Amell is in Heels, and I know, like, the Ashoka show is coming out. What? Star Wars Ahsoka is coming out, like, what? Next week by the time this video is being released? And there's like, all other things are coming out at, like, by the time of this recording, like, in terms of movies, I know, like, Blue Beetle is a movie that's coming out. That's really the only movie I'm aware of that's coming out around this time. Like, this month being this weekend. It's like, I think what Stephen Amell is trying to say is that they, like, put all this hard work into their craft, only for the strike to come in, essentially preventing the actors from promoting their product. And if that's where Stephen Amell is saying, then I have to stand with him. And if it's not, then I'm sorry if I put words in your mouth, Stephen. Anyways, then he later on said, "We live in a time right now, and I don't want to wax too poetic here, where, people want you to vote as long as you're voting for their candidate." Yeah, because people tend to be wanting others to be hive mind, not independent mind. And I can't support my union, but there was an alteration vote for a reason. And listen, it was overwhelmingly in favor of striking. It was 98%, and I think that there was a lot of people who frankly it was a vote. But I think that it was just kind of the complete that we were willing to authorize that. I just think that this has been done in a very black and white, all or nothing sort of way. And I'm talking about shows and movies that were about to come out before the strike, and I'm specifically talking about shows that, I and a bunch of other people poured their hearts and souls into that happened to be coming out within a certain window after a strike. I don't think that some of the considerations that was given to other projects leading up to the strike, and and the delay of the strike was given to some projects that came to the other side. And that's something that's retrospectively I should have been done a better job of taking up in private with the leadership of my union people that I greatly respect and admire. Um, I'm going to take a little bit of quiet time and try to unplug for a little bit. But I will tell you what, I will do anything in my power, and it will, and if that's being the first one across the line, no pun intended, if that is going to help the process, then I am more than happy to take those slings and arrows. I don't consider myself to be a martyr, and frankly, I would have preferred these comments have never been made public, but they did. And here we are, and hopefully it can just lead to a broader discussion, and we can get people back to work. And I'm hoping that people are will get back to work too soon, cause I hate seeing people I don't want people to be out of a job. So like I said, I do hope that these strikes will end so soon. I do think that parts of why people are striking is dumb. For example, the girl who's going to be Snow White. She said that she wants to be paid for more if Snow White's going to be on streaming services. The amount of time she had to put on the Snow White dress, which I've seen videos where at one point she says, "Oh, I love Snow White," or the other side of, "Oh, I hate Snow White. It's such a drag having to promote it." And then she does the 360 saying, "Oh, I love Snow White." She's very bipolar when it comes to Snow White, right? And honestly, I know a lot of people. So I think some of the reasons why people are choosing to join in on the strike is dumb. But why? But there's this part in this article that does explain why the actors union are on strike. So let's get into that. According to the SAG-AFTRA official, negotiators with the AMPTP were hoping to pay actors just a day's salary to use their likeness in perpetuity, being able to recreate their face on a later date without payment or consent. Quote unquote, the groundbreaking AI proposal that they gave us yesterday, they proposed that our background performers should be able to be scanned, get paid for one day's pay, and their companies should own the rights to own that scan their image, their likeness, and should be able to use it for the rest of eternity in any project that they, with no consent and no compensation. So if you think that's a groundbreaking proposal, I suggest you think again. And if that's the reason why the actors union initially want to strike, I can honestly understand that. Unless they signed a contract and this was on the contract, I'm in every agreement with this. I'm backing these actors because, like I said, unless they had signed this document that states you're giving us the right to use our likeness in future projects even after you're dead without your permission and without getting paid for it, yeah, those people have a right to be upset. Which I want to doubt that there might be some cases where, yeah, people did sign a contract, saying this and they just didn't read it. I wouldn't doubt that there are people who are ready and still going to be butthurt about it, and though they technically agree to it. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some areas where they use their likeness without writing a contract or whatever. I wouldn't be surprised of that either. And Out of those three scenarios, like I said, the ones that did not write sign a contract saying I agree to that, yeah, I'm with their side. I think it's very wrong to use people's likeness without their permission, their consent. Um, and so, like I said, that's the reason, if that's the reason for why the actors union decided to go on strike, to defend the people that didn't sign any contract, saying, yeah, pay me today, and you don't have to pay me for any of my future cameos or my likeness without having me be there in the future. I'll like, I'll back. I don't have an issue backing that. I don't. Um, and to those people that has signed does sign contracts without looking at the um contracts you're signing, do yourselves a favor and actually read the what's on the paper. Because as far as you guys know, this could be on the paper, and you guys, even though you guys might not be reading it, you guys just might be signing you're okay without reading it, and you need to do a better job. And if you get frustrated with the company for using your likeness in the future, and you signed it without reading it, that's on you guys. But the ones that didn't get the contract, I'm with you. With that said, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. I will talk to you fellow mutants later. Later, taters.